Good afternoon, Asheville. My name is Sam Parada, and welcome to What's Up Asheville here on WRES 100.7 FM. And today we have a lot to talk about, so we'll just jump right at it. Today I have Markus Kirkman, former. What was your former position, Markus?
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, Asheville community. Markus Kirkman, my initial position with the city, I've been with the city 2.5 years. I was the Equity and Inclusion Training Consultant for our city.
And now, big round of applause. Markus is the ABI Manager, the Asheville Business Inclusion Manager. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's been about a month now.
That's exactly right,
Yes.
right at a month.
And today we also have Charlie Savage, who is the Economic Development
Specialist.
That's the one.
It's a long title.
We have those. We have acronyms for everything in the city.
That's right.
And you've been with the city now for about 6 months.
Yeah,
or
I've
so?
been with the city since the end of November of last year, so about 6 months now.
Perfect. Well, happy to have you. These are my colleagues and friends, and Markus has been in the show before, and now he's back with exciting news and hopefully new initiatives for the community. So let's begin by talking a little bit about what it is that you do now. I know you've been in your position for only a month, so there's probably a lot of new responsibilities coming, Markus. So why don't you tell me right now what your main focus is?
Really appreciate that, Sam. Really glad to be here with my colleague, Charlie, as well. So, as you stated, I'm serving as our City of Asheville Business Inclusion Manager in our ABI office, which stands for Asheville Business Inclusion. And our office is committed to supporting minority and women-owned businesses. MWBE is actually the acronym, and providing technical support and training, understanding, and securing procurement and contracting with the city, increasing competition across the board, and also increasing opportunity.
And fairness.
And fairness.
Across the board.
Absolute fairness.
And so anyone who owns a business, but more specifically women and minorities, are welcome to reach out to your division and find a way to sign up with the city or see how best we can work together in the business with you.
Absolutely, and really glad that you spoke to the fairness piece in our approach. And just to give some context, back in 1993, we held our first disparity study. And that disparity study just highlighted where are those gaps and opportunities for all people to be able to participate. And from 1993 up until now, we've developed the ABI office, which creates this fair opportunity of competitiveness in the marketplace.
Perfect. And Charlie, what is it that you do?
So I kind of do a variety of things. Right now, I've been helping Markus sort of look through our most recent disparity study, which we had in 2020. We are currently working with a consultant to help develop some of those sort of highest priority recommendations they made from the last disparity study. We got a lot of recommendations. A lot of them are, really good. So we're kind of shifting through all this information that we received and determining what we can move forward with and what timeline that sort of looks like with us.
And you bring up, so the disparity study is done every 3-4 years, is it?
About 5 years.
5 years. And the last one was in 2020. So we're approaching 2025. Is that going to be a new round for the study?
Yeah, more than likely. I think our focus right now is looking at what we just got from this last set of recommendations, implementing those, and setting ourselves up with some period of time leading up to that next study, so that we can have a better idea of how we're doing with these new recommendations being implemented.
And just for the listeners who may not be too knowledgeable about the disparity study itself, like what exactly does it tell us, and what can we do based on what it is?
Yeah, so the disparity study basically went in and looked at some of our historical data from the last, I think it was like 3 to 5 years of our contracting, and just sort of did an assessment of how we were doing with contracting with women-owned and minority-owned businesses, basically identifying those sectors that we contract with regularly, and basically if we were contracting with women-owned and minority-owned businesses at the same rate that they exist in the community. So basically just making sure that, when we're doing our contracting, that we're marketing it to basically the whole realm of folks who could potentially take advantage of those contracts.
Mm-hmm. And, I bring it up a lot in the show for the listeners, but it is a two-way street, because we can always try our best to put the whatever contracts out and hoping for you guys to come in and apply and start doing business with us. So this brings me to a very exciting point, which is in June. We have an event happening. Markus, if you want to talk about that.
Absolutely, and it is really, really exciting. As we talked about with the disparity study, that does happen every 5 years. Mm-hmm. And as Charlie mentioned, our most recent one was in October of last year. And we're going through the process of doing all the implementation of those disparities that we found. And the event in June is a learning and networking opportunity for our minority and women-owned businesses to come and learn about the process of doing business with the city and highlight those opportunities.
Yes, and we don't have Rachel here with us today, but Rachel is the big boss for ABI.
Yes.
Sadly, she couldn't make it, but the whole team is kind of pretty new. I'd say that anyone who's been in the position for less than 2 years is new. So this is really a pivotal moment to get in touch with the community and get to learn who the new faces are. Because, opening your own business, managing your own business, and then finding ways to do business is not the easiest of things. Mm-hmm. So our goal with this event and moving forward is to connect you better with us. And just in case your business doesn't really align with what the city needs are for, maybe you own a shop, but the city doesn't require that necessarily. We can still get you in connection with other people. So it is a building networking opportunity. Get in touch with the city, learn what it is that we do. I know there's a lot of construction needs that we have. That's really one of the top,
procurement, one of the top procurement areas.
One of the areas that we really focus on. But everyone is welcome, absolutely.
That's exactly right. And if I may, Sam, I want to take a moment to highlight our team.
Yes.
Because our team is absolutely crucial. So as I transitioned from my previous role in the Office of Equity and Inclusion into this position as a Business Inclusion Manager, even though the Business Inclusion Manager is just one title, it's a full team. Nikki Reed is our director. Mm-hmm. Rachel Taylor is our division manager. Charlie is our economic development specialist, and Megan Greer, who is recently married, now Megan Owens, is our business service administrator. And it's this collective team that moves this work forward.
It is, and thank you for bringing that up. We don't have enough space in this room to really get all of it. I mean, maybe one day, but you're absolutely right. And we have now been in talks about this event for some time. We've been in talks about how to not really rebrand the division, but like how to make it easier for business owners in Nashville to jump in and get into a contract with the city, get in the list so we can reach out to you if new projects are happening that you can participate in. So this is really exciting. So more about the events. What can I expect as a business owner in Nashville?
Yes. So the event is going to be held on June 29th from 8:30 in the morning until 1 p.m. that afternoon. And it's going to be held at Fire Department Station 1, which is downtown on the 4th floor.
Right by Pack Square.
Right by Pack Square. Parking is available in the City of Asheville employee parking lot, so that won't be an issue. But what we are looking forward to offering to our minority and business and women-owned businesses is to be able to come in, learn about our internal processes with regards to doing business, everything from registering as a vendor through our VSS system, which is online, to going through our MWB certification, right? That really gives your business that extra credential. And that MWB certification is not just recognized here in Asheville, but is recognized across the state. So we're excited about walking our business owners through that. Also connecting them to our community partners. We have our Mountain Community Capital Fund, which is a loan guarantee fund, talking about those opportunities, other community partners such as AB Tech, where there may be areas of growth and learning to help their businesses thrive. So this is a day of investing back into our minority and women-owned businesses on June 29th.
Yeah, and we have talked before about those loaning opportunities. So, if you listening here know anyone who owns a business in Nashville, or if you're planning on opening a business, and maybe you don't know where to go, or you don't know exactly what process to take, I think this is a really good opportunity to go out there and just get in touch, because you can get loans to open your business or to improve it or expand. So even if you don't want to particularly do business with Asheville, which we hope you do, you still have those opportunities to come out and benefit in some sort of way.
Yes.
Anything else about the June events?
So we want our community to know that all of this information will be posted on our website and our social media sites within the next few days, where you can look for that information. And we encourage you to share that information with those in the community. We want max participation and to be able to provide the support to our community.
Anything you want to add, Charlie?
I think Marcus pretty much nailed it for this event coming up. We're really excited for it, and we look forward to meeting you all.
Great. So, no excuses. Show up.
Yes, indeed.
So I wanted to take a super quick step back to the disparity study, because I think it's a really important thing that the city, this is not something that we really have to do. This is something that we are choosing to take part in, if I'm correct. So a lot of the recommendations kind of align with some other initiatives the city has taken, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, so there's a couple initiatives out there that sort of really align with this. So we've got, the Reparations Committee that's looking at some of their work out in the community, as well as, I'm blanking on it. Cease the Harm, right. Cease the Harm, right. Brand new, just came out.
Yes.
So, I think a big part of this disparity study implementation, as we go forward and look at it, is sort of identifying those places that there's overlap between what we're hearing from the community, and sort of finding ways to connect all of these recommendations that we're receiving from these groups into a unified effort into making, Asheville a more fair place.
And on top of that, we do have every department in the city has the Racial Equity Action Plan. So this also aligns with it. And what I found within, my day-to-day walk around the city hall building, I like to walk around and say hi to people a lot, is that a lot of the departments are actively taking part in this, and it's really important for them to be able to say that, yes, we're being equitable, we're taking the steps, we are identifying where we have work to do, and I think this is a really great way to connect those divides that are happening. So, I don't want to put timelines of things, just, saying that we're working on seeing those recommendations and prioritizing what are the ones that we can actually accomplish. Yeah,
that's absolutely correct. And we, like I mentioned earlier, there's some recommendations we're having our consultant take an extra look at. Hopefully those can be, in the process of being implemented a little bit sooner than some others. But as we're looking at the next year, 2 years, I think we can expect more and more of these recommendations to sort of start taking effect and root in our organization.
And so let's talk a little bit about the ABI policy in general. What is the policy? If any one of you wants to jump in.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I'm glad to speak to that. So our ABI policy is a policy that has kind of evolved over time. So I mentioned that the first disparity study was in 1993, and that disparity study highlighted the issues at that time. But what was born out of that was what was called a race and gender neutral policy. And initially, our office was called the MWBE Program Office. So several years went by, the initial policy sunset. We came back and conducted our next disparity study, saw the greater disparities, and renamed the office to the Asheville Business Inclusion Office and changed it from being a race and gender neutral policy to a race and gender conscious policy. And that's really significant because what our ABI policy does is it takes a look at the way we procure and the way we contract, and the areas that we spend our money in are architectural and engineering, contracting, professional goods, general services, and just goods, just products themselves. And out of those different ways that we spend money as a city, we've identified that based on the disparity study, there's a certain percentage that we want to ensure that minority and women-owned businesses have the opportunity to secure that procurement and contracting. So that is the basis of our ABI policy, where it creates this fair, equitable opportunity for everyone to thrive for those business opportunities.
Yeah, and I do want to make something clear, and this is a question that has come up before. We did an event, I believe in November, which was very similar to this one. Although I want to treat this one as a big launching event for the division and all the new employees that make it up. One of the main questions we had is if you own a small business but you don't identify as a woman or a minority individual, then am I not welcome? And I think the importance here is that the ABI office is very intentional, specifically about the barriers that women and minority business may face or face. I don't claim to be an expert. We will never turn anyone away. That is just what we do as a city. But we do want to focus that it's very intentional because there's been disparities. Therefore, the disparity study, and we want to be able to rectify any damage or any gaps that are out there. So please, this we can't really work without the public attending and participating, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible. But it's really important that share this information with your friends and family. You want to open a business, you're fresh out of college, little entrepreneur, come out and really get to know us, get to know the process, and hopefully we'll get you signed up and your business will flourish.
Sam, you bring up such a really, really great point. We certainly hear it in conversation and talking with people and listening to community. A lot of times our community, whether it's a small business or it's a minority or women-owned business, believes that it's a large jump to be able to even be competitive in the process. A lot of times believe, how can I compete with this large company? And one of the major services that our office is able to offer is that one-on-one technical support to take a look and say specifically, what does your business do? How do you do it? What support would help you in being able to be more competitive? And connecting you to other resources in the community, the AB techs that are out there, the other nonprofit organizations who help businesses at all levels, especially small businesses, fill in the gaps that might be missing. So that's a big calling on our office, ensuring that everyone has opportunity to thrive.
Yeah, and that even includes financial opportunity too. Which one of you, raise your hand, knows more about the mountain?
The Mountain Community Capital Fund.
There you go.
It's a mouthful.
Immediately.
It's a mouthful.
It is. We love our acronyms. Can never get enough of them.
Look, I just recently, I want to say recently, but I'm new to the Community and Economic Development Department, CED. I just those acronyms, so thank you.
There is a lot of them, so I guess we can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I would love to bring that up because, that's an opportunity that you guys offer as well.
It's absolutely a wonderful opportunity. Basically, what the Mountain Community Capital Fund is at its core is it's a loan guarantee program. So this wouldn't be a situation where you'd be receiving money directly from the city. Instead, you would be receiving some kind of loan from one of our sort of partnered credit unions that we work with. So highlighting them, we have partnerships with the Carolina Small Business Development Fund, Mountain BizWorks, and Self-Help Credit Union. So if you're looking for capital to maybe start a business or acquire some asset that would upgrade your business from where it's at currently to be able to operate sort of at a higher standard, I would highly encourage you to reach out to one of those three lenders and first see what they can do to help you. In addition to just receiving those funds, they all offer sort of wonderful technical assistance programs or can connect you with other assistance programs. And if you qualify for that opportunity, they can assist you with sort of getting that capital to your business.
And did I hear you saying that you can just walk in and just talk to someone? Yeah,
absolutely. So the way that the Mountain Community Capital Fund works really is it's supposed to it targets this sort of segment of businesses that are new or have some sort of challenge that's maybe preventing them from acquiring a traditional loan, maybe through a more traditional lender. So if you've been, turned down for a loan in the past because of some issue related to potentially credit score or something like that, or maybe you're just a new business, looking to get your startup, but you don't quite have enough sort of time underneath your belt to get some other lending options, you can go to one of those three lenders. They'll evaluate you for your ability to just receive a loan in general, and if you qualify, they can sort of maybe help you in that range that MCCF is created to assist you in.
Yeah, and you don't have to put your house in for or your car. What is that called when you
collateral?
Collateral.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. So it is correct. That's correct.
That is correct. Okay, good. I thought I was correct because Rachel had already talked about this before on this show.
Yeah, it's a super great program. I think it's a great opportunity. That's what MCCF exists for, is to, if you sort of lack some of that collateral, some of this fund money that's been reserved through MCCF can act as that collateral for you to a degree.
And so, I feel like we've really talked a lot in this show about so many different topics. We have the event coming up. We have what the ABI division is. We have talked about the funding opportunities. Where can I find all of this information in one space? Because it really is a lot, and I don't blame anyone out there from not fully retaining or remembering everything we talked about, where they want to learn more.
Yes, really appreciate the question. So it is a lot of information. If one were to Google ABI Asheville, it's going to take you directly to our Asheville Business Inclusion office. It will highlight the program, the Mountain Capital Community Fund that Charlie walked us through, did a great job talking about, to the registration to become a vendor,
yes,
to the MWB certification, and also to our bid page, where our current bids are and opportunities are to secure procurement.
Okay, well, is there anything else you guys do? Because that sounds like a lot.
You know what? It really is a lot. It really is a team effort. I want to highlight, if I can, as we close, really critical what Charlie pointed out for us about all these other initiatives that are happening in the city. It is an exciting time. It's a brand new time. This is the first time in our city's history where we're doing the work of reparations we have the cease to harm,
Yep.
we have the disparity study, all these intersections of opportunity that we have right now to really make a difference in our community. We're excited about it, we're committed to it, and I just want to remind our community that we have one of the top Chamber of Commerces in the country. So as we come together as community and create opportunities, we really help to build community amongst ourselves and in our relationships and how we engage and support one another.
Yeah, and thank you for saying that, because I feel like when it comes to the world of business and, you know, opening your own business, etc., a lot of it really comes down to your connections, who you know, and what events you go to, and putting yourself out there. So, you know, taking that first step is always difficult because you don't know where you're stepping, you don't know what you're doing. So really going to the chamber, really going to our lending partners, just getting to know you, Marcus, Charlie, Rachel, anyone within the city, that is an immensely big step that you can take. Finding out about events that we're hosting and other initiatives that we're doing, just getting involved in some way and approaching whoever it is you're approaching with an open mind and an idea of, okay, well, how can I help you? How can you help me? So yes, go to the Chamber of Commerce, get to know anyone who represents the city, anyone who represents business opportunities. It's not just us. Just still show up to the event.
That's right.
Come to the event on Saturday, June 29, at the Fire Station 1.
Station number 1, right near Pax Tavern.
And we'll put you in contact with everyone that you need to know. You know, super approachable people. And yeah, just check our website. Check what we have. There's a lot. I truly think that there is a lot. It's overwhelmingly a lot, but you can always get in touch with us too, so we can help you find the right steps and the right way to help you.
And even before our June 29th event, real quick, we had a really great, a really successful virtual Bloom construction event about 2 weeks ago. So there's a major renovation happening with our baseball stadium, and the prime contractor, Bloom Construction, is wanting to subcontract with minority and women-owned businesses. So we have a virtual event tomorrow night from 5 to 6.
Tomorrow night, May 23rd.
That's exactly right. And that information is on our site as well.
Yeah. So is that going to be the last event?
No, there'll be a series of events all the way through the project.
And where can we find those? Because we're live right now, but you know, when this episode gets replayed, that event will have passed. So where can I find future events just in case I want to participate?
For now, I would say please email us directly at abi@asheville.nc.gov. abi@asheville.nc.gov with any questions.
Any questions?
Yes.
So this is specifically for the field event. Oh God, I was gonna ask you something, but I forgot. So, but emailing this abi@asheville.nc.gov, that email goes to everyone in the department. So it's
The
not
entire
just you.
team.
Correct.
So you'll always have someone stand by.
That's exactly
ready to
right.
help. Great. Well, I don't really know what else we can talk about in 1 minute, but thank you so much for coming. A pleasure to have you again, Marcus, and great to have you too, Charlie. And just, check the website, ABI Asheville, Google it, you'll find us.
That's right.
And we'll hope to see you at the Fire Station 1 near Pack Square, 4th floor, on June 29.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Sam. Really appreciate
Thank you for
you.
having us.
Thank you. Yeah. And we'll see you next time here on What's Up Asheville, WRES 100.7 FM. Take care of one another, Asheville.